Welcome back to Luna Nueva Farms. If you are new here, hello, hi. My name is Gigi. I am an herbalist and a farmer, and this here is my July full garden tour. I am located in Central Florida, growing zone 9A, and it is the end of July. It is July 22nd today. It is so hot here on the farm. It's very early this morning. It's a little after 7, and it's already really hot and muggy out here, as it tends to be this time of year in Central Florida. If you've been following along with my garden tours throughout the summer, you will notice that as we get more and more into the hot months, the garden becomes more spacious. There's less in here. We just did a big clean out. We're about to cover a whole half of the garden. So there's only a few things that are really thriving right now. There's some things that are just hanging on, but we're gonna go have a look at what is growing in Central Florida right now in the end of July. We will start down here at the end at this struggling little strawberry patch. It is not happy with this heat, but I know it'll bounce back once it starts cooling off, and the hopes and dreams is that it fills in this whole area. These garden beds, we did the Hugo culture, and so this was our first season growing in them, and you can clearly tell they have settled quite a bit. So we need to refill these with some fresh compost before we plant them in the fall. But I have this gorgeous California Wonder bell pepper here that has trellised itself up this fence. We had so many zinnias through here. I pulled them all out because they were really just not in good shape anymore. But look at all of these little babies popping up. So zinnias are one of those things. Once you plant them, you'll have them forever. Our gorgeous lemon thyme is still doing well. I harvested this whole half and dried it in the dehydrator to have on hand. I also harvested so much of this Tulsi, but she's still just blessing us with her abundance. She's one of my absolute favorite teas. Favorite medicinal herbs. She supports blood sugar balance. She's a relaxing nervine. She's an adaptogen. She's just a superstar. She supports the respiratory system as well. Here we have the ever-giving shishito bush. It's obvious that we do not eat as many as she provides us with. So a lot are just turning here on the bush, but we're still so grateful for her. My beautiful black-eyed Susans in the back. They've seen better days, but this is another flower that will come back year after year. Here's a little summer squash I planted whenever I pulled out the first big one that we had here in the spring. It has not set any fruit. It's very hot for it right now. You can see here the striped Armenian cucumbers are officially gone. My trellis arch is empty, but I do know what I'm planting. I have the plants that we're planting. I'm very excited about what we're planting, but we need to fill in fresh compost before we plant them. And moving down, I have nothing here, no squash, no nothing. We have another shishito, some more black-eyed Susans, a different variety of Tulsi. This is Krishna. Again, just blessing us. I need to do another big harvest. We have this Swiss chard, which she's still so beautiful, but a bit bitter with how hot it is. And then we have some jalapenos that obviously really need to be harvested as well. I have a little aloe back there and a parsley. and this gorgeous poke bush hanging over the fence. So beautiful. All right, let's head in to the garden. Well, you can immediately see that everything is gone on this side except for this adorable Tulsi. All of the tomatoes are gone, the cucumbers, the okra, everything is gone. We have laid fresh horse manure on all of these rows. We still have these rows to do, and then we will lay the goat manure, and then we will cover this whole side with a silage tarp, which will allow it to really suppress any weed seeds and volunteers and things that want to come back up. Over here is a whole different story though. So let's start over here. We have the beautiful Tulsi. Can you guys tell that she's my favorite? She's everywhere. We have these amazing cream peas that we've been harvesting and shelling and enjoying. I cook them in a bone broth. They're so good. They need a big harvest and then they're really done. They've given us so much bounty. My original green bean wall is also just done. I ripped out all the plants. I just still need to clean off the actual fence so we can replant it, but I'll probably wait till September. Let's see here. I was actually thinking about possibly growing loofahs up it in the meantime, so we'll see if that happens. Here we have these beautiful, this was what was this? It's Dixie Belle is the variety, and it's a butter bean. They're really beautiful. I know I've shown them in the past. They're like a pink with like speckles. We've also been harvesting and loving these, and look, they're still just setting off all these flowers and these fresh beans. They're struggling a little in the heat, but I'm not planning on pulling these out anytime soon. They're still giving us lots of food. We have the second green bean wall I did. If you remember, I succession sowed. So that was my first wall that didn't do very well. This was my second wall that gave us tons and tons and tons of green beans. I am sad that green bean season's over, but I'm grateful for while it lasted. And then we have the rest of these butter peas down here that need to be harvested and pulled out, along with a lot of grass that just needs to be pulled out. It's a beautiful morning. Zinnias, zinnias, zinnias. I love my zinnias. They have literally just popped up everywhere. Yeah, I've been so loving them. They're just so happy and they bring me so much joy. All their colors. I love to cut them and bring them in the house. But hidden here in the zinnia patch is a eggplant. We are really getting into eggplant season. They love the heat. So I have a whole row of eggplants here. I love a good eggplant flower. They are so beautiful. So yeah, happy to be enjoying eggplants very soon. And then we go through the little zinnia walkway. And we have a dead row. I just pulled everything out. I'm not sure what we'll do with it right now. Here we have some zinnias that are fading, but this is where I re-sowed our okra. So okra loves the heat as well. So this is gorgeous. Gorgeous okra. So we will see, look at that beautiful love bug. Oh. But yeah, we will be getting some more okra. So I have a little row here mixed with some zinnias. So how many I have? 1, 2, this guy must not be getting enough water back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 okra plants. Ooh, 7 okra plants coming in, so that's exciting. Eggplant, okra, and peppers are really the Florida summer staples that just do really well with this heat and humidity. All right, we will go around. Look at this summer squash that is just totally doing its thing and happy. I've harvested some fruit off of it already. We have one beauty right there. So grateful for this sucker, and I love this variety. It was a combination pack, so I don't know which one it is, but I've gotten these a couple times. They're this light green. They're really yummy. All right, and then down here we have our peppers. They aren't looking the absolute best that they could. I just planted that one yesterday. I am gonna put a little of this mixture. I think it's diatomaceous earth and an Epsom salt. My brother-in-law told me about it, and I put it on last season, and they just went crazy after I gave them some of that. So I will, there's some beautiful flowers. So I think I'll be doing that maybe today. So they need a little something. All right, what do we have over here, guys? I just planted these last night too. This is a blue butterfly pea, so it will fill in this trellis. It loves the Florida heat. If you're familiar with the flower, you can brew it and it makes this really beautiful blue tea that if you add citrus to, it turns pink. It's a lot of fun. But it is very similar to a chamomile. It's really calming and relaxing to the nervous system. It doesn't have too much of a flavor, so I do like to mix it with a little lemongrass whenever I brew it. So yummy. So I'm excited to see these grow in. Just added this little sweet alyssum that I had growing in a pot over there. This is a patty pan. I planted this at the same time that I planted that. And it's just not happy at all. At all. It needs to just come out probably. But you know, the summer was all about my experimenting. So I've been having fun seeing what's coming up. Here are some bush beans. I also planted these at the same time as those summer squashes. We've got some flowers in here. I don't think we have any beans yet though. This heat is hard. We get a lot of blossom drop. They tend to drop their flowers, which means no fruit. But I did plant 6 of these, I believe. That one's not looking so good. These are the only 2 that are looking that good. Then we have our definite summer lover over here. This is hibiscus roselle. This is what you would make hibiscus tea from. I don't see any calyx yet on here, so you'll have to wait to see them. But I will definitely share as these grow in and I harvest them. We use hibiscus a lot. Hibiscus is good at keeping the blood, temperature of the body low. It also helps with blood pressure. It's a great tea to enjoy during the summer months that are so hot. So I have 1, 2. I put in this teeny tiny tomato that just popped up in one of my little starter pots over there. I must have started a seed at some point and it took its little sweet time. So I was like, you know what? I have no idea what type of tomato it is, but we'll throw it in the ground and see what happens, right? So a little tomato there. I put it here because it'll get really blocked by the sun here. It won't get as extreme heat. We have another roselle. We have this ground cherry I put in last night. I also put this here to be shaded by this roselle and these trees. I have some bitter kale. This is lacinato kale, but it's really hot in the season for kale. It makes it a bit more bitter. Here's some sweet alyssum. It's in the brassica family. It is edible. I just use it for, because the pollinators like it, and it's pretty whenever it's all filled out with flowers. A little bit of basil. My last roselle. I thought this one had a calyx. Oh, look at how gorgeous these leaves are. I mean, they're so pretty. Oh look, yeah, see, I thought I had one. There's one little calyx down there. And then this is a jicama. So I've never grown jicama before. I didn't know it needed a trellis, so it doesn't have one. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens with it. You guys, that is the garden. That's all we have right now. It's crazy, right? But I'm excited to get this side covered. It needs to be done soon. And yeah, there you have it.